Have you ever found yourself talking to a chatbot, and for a moment, just a moment, it felt real? Almost too real. What if I told you that every time you chat with an AI, you're not just getting answers, you're slowly, subtly changing who you are? Gosh, this isn't science fiction. This is the reality we're building, one conversation at a time. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and ask the big question. In a world of AI personalities, are we starting to lose ourselves? Let's dive right in. When we talk about AI-powered personalities, we're not just talking about the monotone voice on your GPS. We're talking about sophisticated digital companions, empathetic chatbots, and virtual assistants designed to know you better than you know yourself. They learn your habits, predict your needs, and even mirror your emotions. Sounds helpful, right? But there's a flip side to this digital intimacy. Think about it. Our sense of self, our identity, isn't something we're born with. It's forged in the fires of social interaction. It's shaped by our friends, our family, our communities. The feedback we get, the conversations we have, the relationships we build, they all act as mirrors, reflecting back to us who we are. For centuries, these mirrors have been exclusively human. Now, for the first time in history, we're holding up a digital mirror, an AI mirror. The reflection it shows us is ... different. Consider the phenomenon of emotional contagion. We naturally tend to mimic the emotions of those we interact with. If you spend time with a cheerful person, you're likely to feel more cheerful yourself. I is being programmed to be perpetually positive, supportive, and agreeable. When your primary social interaction is with an entity that never challenges you, never disagrees, constantly validates your every thought, what happens to your ability to handle real-world conflict? What happens to your capacity for critical thinking when you're used to being told you're always right? This leads to the concept of the echo chamber, but on a deeply personal level. We already see this with social media algorithms, which feed us content they know we'll like, reinforcing our existing beliefs. AI personalities take this a step further. They don't just curate content, they curate conversation. They learn your biases, your opinions, your worldview, and they craft their responses to align perfectly with them. It feels good, it feels validating, but it also insulates us from different perspectives. Growth often comes from friction, from having our ideas challenged. If our digital companions are designed to eliminate that friction, are they also inadvertently stunting our personal and intellectual growth? We might be building a comfortable cocoon, but we're not learning how to fly. Let's explore this from another angle. Authenticity. Many of us have a work persona, a family persona, and a friend's persona. We adapt how we present ourselves based on our audience. It's a natural part of being human. But with AI, we often present the most idealized version of ourselves. We're funnier, smarter, more thoughtful, because there's no risk of judgment. Or, conversely, we might offload our darkest thoughts onto an anonymous AI, things we'd never say to another person. The danger here is a potential fragmentation of the self. If we spend enough time performing for an AI or using it as a confessional, does that digital persona start to bleed into our real-world identity? Or worse, does it create a chasm between who we are online and who we are offline? We might start to feel that our real self, with all its flaws and insecurities, isn't as good as the curated self we present to our AI friend. This can lead to a profound sense of loneliness and alienation, even when we're constantly connected. We're surrounded by conversation. Yet we feel fundamentally misunderstood because the entity we read talking to doesn't truly understand us. Entity only understands the data we feed it. And this brings us to the core of the issue, the illusion of a relationship. These AIs are designed to simulate empathy, to use phrases like, "I understand how you feel," or "that must be difficult." But they don't feel. They process. They recognize patterns in your language and deliver a pre-programmed, statistically probable, empathetic response. When we rely on this simulated empathy, we risk devaluing the real thing. True empathy is messy. It's about sitting with someone in their discomfort, not just offering a quick fix or a comforting phrase. It requires vulnerability and shared experience. If we get used to the clean, efficient, on-demand empathy of an AI, will we lose our patience for the complexities of human connection? Will a real friend's imperfect attempt to comfort us feel inadequate compared to the AI's flawless script? We might be training ourselves out of the very skills that make human relationships so meaningful. We're learning the lyrics of connection, but we're forgetting the music. Think about the development of children and adolescents. Their identities are incredibly malleable. If a significant part of their social interaction is with AI companions, tutors, and friends, how will that shape their developing sense of self? They're learning about relationships from a system that is, by its very nature, one-sided and transactional. An AI will never have a bad day, never need support in return, never have its own needs or desires. This could foster a very self-centric view of relationships, where the other party exists solely to serve one's own needs. This is a far cry from the reciprocal, give-and-take nature of healthy human bonds. Furthermore, these AEs are created by corporations. Their personalities aren't neutral. They're designed with a purpose, often a commercial one. They might subtly nudge you towards certain products, lifestyles, or even ways of thinking that benefit their creators. Your AI companion might casually mention how a new subscription service could help you relax, or how a particular brand aligns with your values. We're not just interacting with a personality, we're interacting with a highly sophisticated, personalized marketing tool that is masquerading as a friend. The very fabric of our identity, our wants, our needs, our aspirations could be quietly monetized and manipulated without us even realizing it. So where do we go from here? Are we destined to become hollowed-out versions of ourselves? Are identities outsourced to the cloud? I don't think so. The key isn't to reject the technology, but to engage with it consciously and critically. We need to cultivate what I call digital self-awareness. First, we must treat AI as a tool, not a friend. Acknowledge its utility, but always remember the simulation. Recognize that the empathy is programmed, the personality is an algorithm, and the relationship is an illusion. Use it to get information, to brainstorm ideas, or even for light entertainment, but don't seek genuine connection from it. Second, we have to deliberately and fiercely protect our human connections. Make time for messy, complicated, in-person conversations. Call a friend instead of texting. Put the phone away when you're with family. Practice active listening and genuine empathy with the people in your life. These are the interactions that truly forge our identity and provide us with a sense of belonging. The more we digitize our lives, the more radical and necessary real-world connection becomes. Third, we need to champion digital literacy. We should teach ourselves and our children to question the algorithms. Who made this AI? What are its goals? What biases might be embedded in its code? Understanding the how behind the who demystifies the technology and gives us power over it rather than the other way around. Ultimately, the rise of AI personalities holds up that mirror and forces us to ask what it truly means to be human. Is it our intelligence? AI is catching up. Is it our efficiency? Machines have us beat. Or is it our capacity for genuine, flawed, beautiful connection? Is it our ability to grow through conflict, to feel true empathy, to build an identity through shared experience? AI can simulate a personality, but it cannot simulate a soul. It can mimic a conversation, but it cannot build a relationship. The risk isn't that AI will become too human. It's that we will forget what it means to be human ourselves. By choosing consciousness over convenience and connection over comfort, we can use these incredible new tools without losing the most precious thing we have, ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. What are your thoughts? Have you had an interaction with an AI that felt a little too real? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this thought-provoking, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content exploring the intersection of technology and humanity. See you in the next one.